Okay, we are in the last set of notes for Unit 3. We're already almost done. So, we're wrapping up solving for x. Last time we did using plus and minus. This time we're going to use our last two operations, multiplication and division. Now, we start out with an example of plus and minus to make sure you remember. So, we might have a question that says something like x minus 5. And to get rid of this minus 5, we add 5 to both sides. On the right, 10 plus 5 gives us 15. But on the left, this plus 5 and this minus 5 cancel out, leaving only my x, and I can figure out that x equals 15. And if I just think about it, 15 minus 5 does give me 10. This is a true statement. So, x has to be 15. We're going to be doing the same thing, but this time with multiplication and division. And division. Just like addition and subtraction, multiplication and division are inverses. And all that really means is that they're opposites of each other. So, we use division to work backwards from multiplication. And we use multiplication to work backwards from division. Let's start with multiplication. So, when we're solving for x using with multiplication, it'll pretty much always look like this. There's nothing between the 2 and the x. When there's nothing there, this means multiplication. So, if this 2 and this x are being multiplied, we have to divide by 2 to get the x by itself. We divide. So, we divide both sides by 2. I do a fraction bar to show I'm dividing. I'm going to rewrite my equal sign down here at the bottom. And I say 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. On the left, 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. And I get 1x equals 4. This 1 doesn't really matter. Instead, we're just going to say x equals 4. Same thing here. We have 4 times x. And to get rid of that 4 times x, we divide both sides by 4, the opposite. 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. And on my left, the 4 times and the 4 divide cancel each other out, and we get x equals 5. So, when we see multiply, we divide. Super, super, super important. You must show all work and take time to make sure your work looks really, really good. You need your equal sign, divide the right, divide the left. Equal sign, divide the right, divide the left. This matters for division as well. Division on x's will pretty much always look like this. You have this fraction bar here. This means divide. Okay. So, if we see division and we want to get rid of it, we have to do the opposite, which is multiply. Okay? So, if I'm dividing by 4 here, I need to multiply by 4 to get rid of it. Now, this is where opposites are sort of hard to explain. Later on this year, we'll explain why multiplying by 4 here gets rid of the bottom of this fraction. But for right now, know that when we multiply by 4, both of these guys cancel out, leaving just x. On my right, 5 times 4, that's going to give me 20. So, x has to be 20. And if you think backwards, 20 divided by 4 does give me 5. So this is correct. Over here, I have x over 10, and that equals 3. Since I'm dividing by 10, I want to multiply by 10. Okay? And then over here, I end up with 10 canceling out. I have x equals 3 times 10 is going to give me 30. As always, make sure your equal sign carries over and that you're doing all of your work down. Do your work down. Once you feel confident with these, I'd like you to go ahead and complete these examples, and then you can move on to the quick check. As always, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.